today I have created this eye look for you. I have not decided what I'm going to call it yet, but by the time you see this video it will have a name. So it is created using the beautiful Lorac Pro Palette. This is the original Pro Palette. I love this palette. It tends to get a little bit neglected in my drawer for some reason. I don't know why. I don't seem to pull it out very often, but when I do, I'm kind of reminded of why I love it so much. These shades are so beautiful. They're so pigmented and they're so beautiful to work with. And they just blend like a dream, and they're just, so pretty. So the star of the show today is the beautiful Garnet shade, which was one of my favorite shadows in the palette. So I will stop babbling and I will get started. So I'm starting off with the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm Cream. This has got a very manly scent to it, but I have noticed that it is an amazing primer. I felt like it left my skin looking really, really good, and it made my foundation last really well. The fragrance does not last either, so you pop it on and you're not going to walk around smelling like a man all day, which is always a bonus. So I'm just popping this all over my face and just rubbing it all in. And it kind of goes into your skin straight away, so it doesn't sit on the surface like, you know, and feel really gross either. It feels really nice. So this is the Garnier Miracle Blur. I like to use this just to kind of fill in my pores where they're the most noticeable, which is on my cheeks. And now I'm going in with my favorite foundation of the moment, with this Nars Sheer Glow. I love this foundation. I just think it makes my skin look amazing, and it's just, it's so gorgeous. So I'm just dotting that all over my face, and I'm going to rub that all in with a Real Techniques foundation brush or a Real Techniques buffing brush. And I fast forwarded this because I will be doing a foundation routine later on, so I won't really go into depth too much with this. Wouldn't it be cool if I could put my foundation on this quickly every day? That'd be awesome. Make life so much easier. So next I'm going in with the Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in the shade Natural. This is a really nice peachy tone, so it neutralizes all the kind of redness under my eyes, which I love, and it kind of eliminates my dark circles, which is even better. So I'm just going to pat that on my finger, and then I'm going to go through and blot that in with a Real Techniques Miracle Blending Sponge. Now I'm going in with the Coty Airspun powder. I love this stuff. It makes my skin look so good. It does not crease under my eyes, and it just sets everything in place all day, so it doesn't budge or move around. It is so good. The only thing is that it smells like little old ladies, but that's okay. I can deal with that because it doesn't last, but it just gives a beautiful finish. So now I'm going in with my Elizabeth Arden Radiance bronzer, and you know that I use this a lot. It is one of my favorite kind of multi-purpose bronze. It gives a nice kind of flush to the skin, as well as creating that nice bronzy glow. So I just go around the perimeters of my face in super speed time, and just kind of warm it up a little bit. And I'm using a Real Techniques Duo Fiber Brush. Now I'm going in with the, if I can open it, the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer, Chocolate Soleil or whatever it's called, and I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush. This shade is so gorgeous. I really like this. I'm still on sample size. I really need to buy a new one, as that tiny little pot is not going to last forever. So I'm just going through and putting a soft contour on my face. now I'm going in with the Urban Decay Brow Box in Honey Pot, and I use the darker shade out of the two, and I use that to kind of fill in my brows. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on my brows. I like them to look tidy and like groomed, but I don't like to spend all day kind of making them absolutely perfect. So please excuse the fact that they're not real HD brows or anything like that, or Instagram brows as you call them. I'm not a big fan. I feel like that doesn't really fit with my face, so I like doing it this way, but you can do it however you like. And now I'm going in with the So Good Brow Drama from Maybelline New York. This is just what is it? It's like a tinted gel, and it creates a little bit of texture in your brows. And now I'm going in with the Bossy Cosmetics Luxe Fix and Prime. This is just going to give me that nice dewy kind of finish to my skin. So now I'm going in with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Primer, and I'm just setting that with the shade Cream from the Lorac Pro Palette. And that's just a dome shadow brush as well. It's a really good base shadow brush. I really like this brush because it's got a decent sized head on it. So now using the shade Mauve from the Pro Palette and an angled shadow brush, and going to go through and blend that through the crease and up and out. Working with the piece of tape, so utilise the fact that the piece of tape is there, so I'm kind of blending right up and over the top of the tape. It doesn't matter how much mess you make on top of the tape, because once you pull it away it's going to leave you with a beautiful sharp line. So now using the shade Taupe and a 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush, I'm just going to work that in the crease and the outer corner. And just kind of making sure that everything is nicely blended and diffused with a large fluffy brush, a clean one of course. And just going back in and building that colour up until you are happy with the colour. So now I'm going in with the gorgeous shade that I'm obsessed with, which is Garnet, and I'm using that on a Zoeva definer brush, and I'm just going to pat that on the kind of outer half of my eye. I'm patting it on instead of swiping it because I want to get as much colour payoff as I can, and as you can see I'm really patting a lot on there. I think I put it on about 3 or 4 layers just to get the bright depth that I wanted for the look. And I like this little brush because I feel like I have a lot of control with it. I can really see where the colour is going. And it does take a little bit longer because of the size of the brush, but I just find that this gives me the best result. Now I'm going in with the shade Pewter from the palette, using that same brush that I've just dusted off with a tissue, and I'm popping that on the outer third of the eye, and again I'm just patting that in, and I'm kind of blending it slightly over the Garnet. If you tap it over top of the Garnet shade, you get a nice blend, so kind of just slightly overlapped it. So now I'm going in on the now I'm going in the inner third with the light bronze shade, and I'm just again kind of overlapping over that pewter shade just a little bit, and that just I find creates a really nice blend. And I'm just going to build up that Garnet shade again, just where I may have blended it away a little bit. Wasn't quite happy with how that was sitting. Now I'm going in with the shade Espresso, and I'm going to again use that same brush. You can tell I love this brush, on the outer V of the eye, just to create a little bit more depth. I felt like it wasn't quite dark enough. And I'm just going to blend that through with the a little bit with that 231 brush. Now I'm going to line my eyes using the Rimmel gel liner and an angled brush, and I'm just going to create a bit of a flick. Again, utilising the fact that the tape is there, you can make as much mess as you like. It's always going to end up with a nice crisp line. And I really struggle doing my eyeliner on camera, so you'll only get to see a portion of this. One day I'll be able to do it on camera, but at the moment I'm gonna grab at it. So yeah. And now we're going to very, very carefully, you've got to be super careful when you remove the tape, because you want it, that's really sensitive. You want to avoid wrinkling of your skin, premature aging, avoid all that. So now I'm going in with that taupe shade, and I am using a Zoeva pencil brush, and it is the 230 brush, and I'm just blending that through the lower lash line. And now I'm going to go back in with that gorgeous Garnet shade on the same brush, and kind of blend that through also, just to smoke it out a little bit. I'm just touching up anything with a little bit of concealer on my Miracle sponge, just to keep it looking nice and fresh and crisp. And I'm going in with the Maybelline Great Lash Curved Mascara, and I'm just going to put some on my lashes. I'm just going in with a brown liner. This is one of the Stila smudge stick ones. I just felt like black was too dark and too intense for this look, so I wanted it to be a brown. It kind of steps it down a little bit. And I'm just going to do my waterline and just tightline my lashes a little bit. And I'm going in with my favourite lashes, Socialized Vixen lashes. These are amazing, I love them. I had a little bit of trouble getting them on, the glue was not cooperating, so I've got a big glob on my lash line and it's bugging the crap out of me, but we'll just go with it. So now I'm using, I don't know what shade this is, it is an Essence liner. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of nude, into the nude possibly, and I'm just lining my lips with this. Now I'm going to finish that off with the Gerard Cosmetics Coral Craze Lip Gloss. I love how opaque these colours are for a gloss. I think they're really good and they smell so yummy. And I have not been paid or signed any contracts to say that. I just really, really like them. And now I'm using my Lorac Unzipped Cheek Palette and the shade, I think it is Unapologetic, not sure, but is the soft rosy kind of tone out of the palette. And I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to my cheeks. I mean seriously, the way that Shave Balm Primer has just made my skin, it just makes it look so smooth. I definitely am really loving that at the moment. And now I'm going to use Mary Lou, and I'm going to use that on a Real Techniques fan brush and just do a little bit of highlighting on my face. I really wish Real Techniques made individual brushes and didn't sell everything in a set. I love this brush, but I don't want to have to buy a set every time I want to buy a new one. And it was limited edition, so it's going to be really tricky to find another one. But good old iHerb, they're so good, iHerb. Oh, Real Techniques. If you need Real Techniques, go to iHerb. Anyway, so that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.